All right, y'all. So this video is going to be very, very, very informational. Very informational with much edification. And I want to make sure that y'all truly, truly understand exactly what I'm about to talk about. And as y'all see by the title, I'm about to talk about the concept of hell. What is hell? What is hell? Now, if you've been a Christian, you should already know that our mindset for the longest has been that, oh, hell is someplace on the ground, and it's somewhere that we're gonna go, after we die, if we don't, survive judgment, or if we don't pass judgment, or whatever it may be. And I'm here to really explain to y'all what it really is. I'm going to tell the actual truth. Now, before I get into everything, like I should always do, I want to give all praises to the Most High, all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. I know this might be a very long lesson, so y'all strap in. It's gonna be very edifying though, very edifying, and I want y'all to really pay attention because I want to make sure y'all understand everything that I'm saying, everything. But to start off though, I'm gonna go to Isaiah 28 real quick, and I'm starting at verse 9 and 10. So everything I'm talking about now, things like this, these are not super, super deep concepts of the Bible, but it is kind of deep though. Like the concept of hell is kind of deep. And people really have to open their ears to understand exactly what I'm about to say. Because this is something that this is not for, just little kids. You know what I'm saying? Like at the same time though, like in order to understand, this word, you do have to become a baby in your faith. But I'm gonna explain this right here. That's why I brought up this verse. Isaiah 28, verse 9 reads, "Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?" So the question is being asked, who shall I teach this word to? Who are the people that I should make understand this word? Who are capable of understanding this word, basically? So he answered it. The answer to that question is, it reads right here, them that are weaned from the milk and draw from the breast. So basically, it's talking about people that are being that has to be breastfed. So who has to be breastfed? Babies, right? So letting you know right here that in order to really understand this word, to understand the knowledge in this doctrine, you must be a baby in your faith again. Babies are the ones who understand this because of the fact that there is like when you're a baby, when you come into this world as a baby, you don't understand anything at all. You don't understand nothing. You don't know right from wrong. You don't know left from right. You don't know anything at all. You learn it as you grow. So you must become a baby in your faith again to understand this word. That's basically what this verse is saying. Now, the next verse is saying, "For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, line upon line, here a little, and there a little." This is saying that when it comes out to reading this Bible, you're not supposed to just read it from front to back. Precept upon precept, meaning that you go from verse to verse. You pull something from the Old Testament, connect it to the New Testament. That's how you understand this Bible, by basically like nitpicking and finding the verses that connect with each other, that cross reference each other. That's how you understand doctrine. But in doing this, at the same time, you must be a baby in your faith. You cannot sit here and think that you're going to understand this Bible on a high level when you haven't even understood the low level things just yet. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of low level things that Christians that Christians do not understand just yet, but they want to skip and get to everything else. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand the little things first, then get to the other stuff. But I'm also bring up Psalms real quick. Psalms 119. There we go. Psalms 119. All right. It reads, "How sweet are thy words unto my taste. Yeah, sweeter than honey to my mouth. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way." So when it comes down to this word, the only way you get understanding is through the word. Anything that everybody else, if somebody says something else It doesn't matter. Everybody go based off their own vain opinion, go based off what they think the word means, when their opinion and when their way of teaching is wrong. I'm gonna bring up this verse too when it talks about vain opinion. I forgot what verse it's in, but vain opinion. What verse is that in? Oh no, it's Ecclesiasticus. I forgot. This came to my mind. Ecclesiasticus. That's the spirit. All right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, verse 24 reads, "For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment." So a lot of pastors, when they read the Bible, they go based off what they think it means. When you don't know that when you use the Bible, like the Bible can help you understand exactly what something means. All you gotta do is find the right precepts. Very simple. When you find the right verses to connect to each other, you'll understand everything. Simple as that. You can't go based off your own opinion. You can't go based off what you think it means. Because when you do that, because your opinion is vain. Compared to the word, your opinion is vain. It means nothing. So if you want to sit here and continue to use your own opinion and use what you think the word means, you're gonna deceive yourself. You're gonna deceive yourself. You're being your own false prophet. That's basically what that means. Because I'm gonna bring up that verse too. Matthew, I forgot which verse. False prophets. Beware of false prophets. Beware false prophets. Let me find that verse real quick. Matthew 7:15. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. So a lot of y'all people are false prophets because of the fact that y'all are not really giving out the true word of God. Y'all don't understand doctrine just yet because y'all haven't humbled yourselves. One, because if you humble yourself, you can understand this word. But if you don't, if you think you already know everything, like like because of this and everything, no, like just because you've been taught these things and you're probably like at a certain age, because to be honest, it's mainly with older people. A lot of older people are very ignorant to this word because they think they already got everything figured out. A lot of older Christians, and this is why I want y'all to like see that it's very important for y'all to really read this word in the way where you'll understand it spiritually. You don't want to sit here and have false prophets and false people who are not using the Bible. If they're not using precept upon precept, if everything, because when, like I said, you can explain the Bible through the precepts. You can find out what something means through the Bible, through another verse. Just you got to find it, and ask God for it. He'll give it to you. And I'm bringing this verse real quick in terms of like how we should be when it comes out to reading this. I think it's Romans 6, if I remember, or Romans 8. Romans 8 and 6, or Romans 8, 6 and 7. Let me read the first verse. So it reads right here: For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. So carnally minded basically means that if you read with a fleshly mindset, read it for face value, and you just read it and you're like, oh, a lot of people may think that, when the Bible says Adam and Eve ate a fruit, it was an apple. But you don't realize how that fruit was something very symbolic. So that's reading with a carnal mind. But then when you understand with a spiritual mind and see how that fruit means something way more important, it's something very symbolic. And it says when you to be spiritually minded, it's basically it gives you life and peace. You're at peace when you read spiritually and not read carnally. But when you read with a carnal mind, you're basically confusing yourself and deceiving yourself. Even in verse 9, verse 7, it says, because the carnal mind is enmity against God. The carnal mind is hate against God. So when you read with a carnal mind and not understand it spiritually, you're basically showing hate against God, trying to basically be a simpleton, trying to simplify God's word to make it less complex than it really is when it's very complex. It says the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. So that's just like, this what I wanted to do with the little intro, to let y'all know exactly how do you read the word and how we should approach the word. Because a lot of us approach the word in a very wrong way. We think we got everything all figured out, but for one, we don't have a spiritual mind. And for two, we're not using the right precepts. We don't go based off what the word really says. We go based off our own vain opinion, and it's leading us to be deceived by false prophets and even ourselves. But that's that, for the intro in terms of, just that. But now let's get into the whole lesson of what hell is. So once again, y'all strap in. Y'all strap in. This is about to be a very, very important lesson. Very important lesson. And it's going to be a lot of information. So hopefully y'all take in everything I'm saying. So Revelation 20, I'm going to start at verse 1. It reads, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand." So keep these things in mind, the bottomless pit. "And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season." So for one, you got to figure out, who is this serpent? Who is this serpent, the devil? Who is the Satan? Who is this? Because if he's thrown into this bottomless pit, I want to know who he is first. And it's easy to figure out who he is, because you got to realize that this serpent right here is the same serpent in Genesis. Let's go to Genesis 3 real quick. When it said, "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field." This serpent right here is the same serpent in Revelation, the same serpent. And also you got to realize that the story of Adam and Eve, that the serpent had a seed too. Serpent had a seed. And I'm gonna try to break it down like real quick, because I don't want to like go on a tangent, but I'm gonna break it down real quick. So the serpent, like y'all should already know, I made a video about this too. So you can go watch the video, and I explain exactly what everything means, come down to the serpent and the seed and everything, and who the serpent seed is. But the serpent, after he beguiled Eve, like Yahweh, God, he cursed them. And a part of this curse was right here, Genesis 3:15, when he said, I will put enmity or hate between thee, the serpent, and the woman. In thy seed, the serpent seed, and the woman's seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So as I explained in Genesis, how the heel of the serpent seed will be bruised. The heel of the serpent seed will be bruised. And real quick, you go to Genesis 25, and it gives you a clear distinction of, it lets you know whose seed got bruised, whose seed heel got bruised. So right here, Genesis 25, I'm gonna skip down to verse 26. So it says, after that, well, first of all, verse 25, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. They called his name Esau. So Esau is the first seed. And it says, after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. So that lets you know who the serpent seed is. The serpent seed is heel, like I said in this verse, his heel will be bruised. So right here in verse 26, this is the serpent seed then. The serpent seed is Esau. And the woman's seed is Jacob. So keep all these things in mind. How the serpent seed, or that serpent, is Esau, Edom. That's what Satan is. And then you go back real quick, and there's even other verses that let you know who the serpent is. I'm gonna find that verse real quick. Psalms 58. Psalms 58. Not 68, 58. So right here in verse 4. Well, I'm starting at verse 3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So all of this is in the context of the wicked. So we got to figure out who the wicked is. But it describes the wicked too, but we're gonna figure out all this stuff out real quick. But it says the wicked are estranged from the womb, and it says this is what it says about them. The wicked, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. Their poison, the wicked, is like the poison of a serpent. So this is just a clear identification of who the wicked are. The wicked has the poison of a serpent. It's the same thing. That's that serpent that's talking about. That serpent, that devil, Satan, that dragon, that's the wicked. So when you figure out all this stuff and connect it, Now you got to figure out who is the wicked. Who are the wicked? I'm gonna say that. Who are the wicked? Let's go to Malachi 1 and 4 real quick. So Malachi 1 and 4 says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. So Edom is called the border of wickedness. If they're called the border of wickedness, they are the wicked. If they are the wicked, they have that poison like a serpent. They have that poison like a serpent, then they're the serpent being referred to right here in Revelation 20 and 2. All of this connects to let you know who the serpent is. And this is me using precepts. This how, like I said, this is how you gain understanding, using the right precepts, precept upon precept, line upon line. So now we have the mindset of knowing, or have the information and knowledge of knowing who the serpent is. So once again, keep in mind, this serpent is Esau, Edom, Edomites, or quote unquote the white man. And I'm gonna make a video in sometime in the future, trying to inform y'all on how Esau is the white man, because there are many arguments about how Esau is the Arabs or whatever, or how Esau was a black man. A lot of different arguments, but I'm gonna get into that in the future. But Esau, Edom, or that devil, the serpent, is cast in the bottomless pit, and this bottomless pit is basically like slavery. I'm also like show that as well, but this bottomless pit is slavery. And it says he shut him up, set a seal upon him. All right, till 1,000 years should be fulfilled. After that, he must be loosed a little season. So for one, this is just the part one of the hell that the devil's going to go through. This is just part one. Now a lot of people think that the devil already resides there. People think that hell, like I said, hell is a place on the ground that the devil resides. But for one, if the devil already resides there, why is it saying that he will be cast down into it? Because this is prophecy. This is prophecy into what's going to happen. And plus, if this is the hell that he lives forever, why is it saying he'll be loose a little season? If he'll be loose a little season, then how is this the hell that y'all talk about? And once again, you got to figure out who the devil. When you figure out who the devil is, it'll let you know exactly the whole concept of hell and what's going on, what's about to happen. So this right here is just the first part of the punishment that's going to happen in the fire in the hell is going to come upon the devil and Satan, that serpent. So then let's skip down to verse 7 and 9. It reads, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, so he's loose, and shall go out to the sea of the nations, which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So right here it's talking about a battle that will happen after they're released from their prison. After they're released from slavery, there's going to be a battle that will happen. I'm going to explain all of this stuff. But for one, you got to realize who is the sand of the sea. Let's find that out real quick. Sand of the sea. I'm gonna go to Genesis 32 to let y'all know who the sand of the sea is. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Technical difficulties. All right. Oh, come on now. All right, hold up, y'all. All right, here we go. There we go. I'm about to say, don't do me like this right now. All right, so Genesis 32, I'm starting at verse 1. It reads, and Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. When Jacob saw them, he said this is God's host. He called the name of that place Mahanaim, and Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau, his brother, unto the land of Seir, country of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, Thus shall ye speak unto the Lord, to my lord Esau. So as of right now, Esau is basically like holding Jacob captive right now. Right now, Jacob is serving Esau. So let me skip down a little bit and get to the point. So it says, I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies and all of the truth which thou hast showed unto my servant. For with thy staff I pass over this Jordan, and now I am become two bands. Deliver me, I pray thee, from my brother, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau. So basically, this is Jacob speaking. Keep this in mind. This is Jacob speaking. For I fear him, lest he will come and smite me, and the mother with the children. Verse 12. And thou saidest, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea. As the sand of the sea. So Jacob is that sand of the sea. Israel. That's basically who the sand of the sea is. So when you go back, when it says that the number of whom is as the sand of the sea, there will be a war between the Israelites and Esau, or the devil, basically, when he's released from his captivity. In verse 9, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about the Israelites in the beloved city, and fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. So for one, if hell is underground, why is it saying that a fire came down from God out of heaven? Can a fire come up? Or did it even say that a fire would come up from underground? Or that they will be thrown underground? Did it say any of that at all? It said a fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. Plain and simple. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. So this fire and brimstone right here is being cast down to them. It's being cast down to them from God out of heaven to them. This is not someplace underground. It's going to be cast down from heaven to them as basically as like nuclear warfare or nuclear fire, basically. So now we have a little bit of the setup of what hell is, because as I should know, hell is basically, like I said, as it says right here, it's going to come down out of heaven. It's not going to be something that you just go into. It's coming to you. Hell is coming to this earth, basically. And I'm going to explain all that stuff. And then also read verse 14 real quick. It says, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. So this is the second death. This is the official lake of fire. But like I said, that fire is coming down on them. It's not coming, it's not something that they go to, it's coming to them. Then it says right here, and whosoever was not found ready in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So this lake of fire is not exempt. It's for anybody. Anybody can get the smoke. Anybody. This is not just for Esau and the devil. It's not just for them. It's for anybody can be included. Anybody. So that's just like I said. This is just a setup of just what hell is. But now let's get into it for real. So I'm gonna go to 2 Peter, chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 6. Oh, verse 3, Slakia. So it reads, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? So, as I should know, and I've been a Christian all my life, but I witnessed this though. There was times where I think me and my family, we went to some park or something like that. I think we went to the town hall, and my uncle, my grandma, everybody that was preaching everything. And basically, there were a lot of homeless people there, and there was one homeless person I remember this plain as day. There was a homeless person there, and basically he was like, what you call it? Oh, y'all said last year he was coming back. He ain't came back yet. Y'all said it's gonna come back 2 years ago. He ain't came back. I said it's gonna come back this year. He ain't came back. Basically, like what it says right here, when it says insane, where is the promise of his coming? That's basically what it's talking about. It's being prophesied in the Bible. Like they are legit fulfilling prophecy. So when you see any of these things happening, don't be surprised. It's shown right here through the Bible. The Bible says they was going to do it. So when you see that happening, they're fulfilling prophecy of the last days. It says, for since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. For this is hold on. Slakia. Yeah. All right. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water, and in the water, whereby the world that was then being overflowed with water perished. So this is talking about the times of Noah. When Noah, there was when they were basically there was a flood that came and destroyed the earth. It said the world that was then was being overflowed with water. Now this also connects to when the Bible says that in the last days it'll be like the time of Noah, right here. Matthew 27, Matthew 24, verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So this is just all connecting and letting you know exactly what's about to happen. So let's go back to back to 2 Peter real quick. Let me read also verse 10 through 12. So it says, but the day of the Lord Yahweh will come as a thief in the night. No one will know when it happens. No one will know what's going on. It's going to like come. It's like a blink of an eye. But in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what matters of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting until the coming of this day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So, like I said, this heat is coming on this earth. It's coming on this earth. It's not somewhere that you go. It's coming on this earth, to this earth. Brought to you by God. It's coming on this earth. So just keep all these things in mind. Keep all these things in mind. So now let's go to Psalms real quick. Psalms 11, 5 and 6. So it reads, the Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked in him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. So the Lord trieth the righteous, meaning that there are many people on this earth right now who are going through a lot. And right now we're being tried. Right now, we have to go through so much pain, so much turmoil, so much like racism, so much discrimination, so much rape, rob, and murder, so much so much stuff, so much oppression. Even for the Israelites, we got to go through people saying that we're dumb and saying that we're crazy and saying believing in certain things. We got to go through all that stuff, all of it. But this shows that in the end, we're going to prevail. In the end, we're going to prevail in the end. But then it says the wicked. Now, as you should know, I already explained how that wicked is Esau, that devil. That's who the wicked are. Now, at the same time, there will be other people who, like I said, who will be included with them. Because anybody can be wicked. But there is a root of where the wickedness comes from, though, which is Esau. But other people who are wicked as well will be a part of this hell too. I'm going to explain all this stuff in this video. Just pay attention. So, it says, in him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. So God hates these people. People say that God doesn't hate, but there are certain, this verse right here lets you know who God hates. Clear as day. But it says, upon the wicked, he shall rain snares. Once again, how is hell underground if it's being rained on? If we're being rained on, which comes from the sky, how can this be underground? Upon the wicked, he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone. In an horrible tempest, this shall be the portion of their cup. So this ain't got nothing to do with a hell underground, where the devil lives. It's already like a lot of things is being cut right now, but this is just the beginning of it. There is a lot more verses I'm gonna bring up in this video, a lot more. This is just the beginning. But now let's go to Malachi real quick. Malachi chapter 4. Chapter 4, verse 1. So it reads, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. Keep this in mind. Keep that stubble in mind. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So I'm gonna bring up a few verses real quick. I'm gonna let y'all know what this stubble is first. So let's go to where is it at? Obadiah. So go to Obadiah real quick. Show you what the stubble is. So first of all, this is who Obadiah is referring to. So it says the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God, Yahweh concerning who? Edom. Esau, Edom, the same thing. They're all the same thing. Esau, Edom, Edomite, same thing. The devil, same thing. So this is what's gonna happen to Edom. So it says right here, where's it at? I'm starting at verse 8. Shall I not in that day, the last days, saith the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? Thy mighty men, O to man, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For like, and why are they cut off by slaughter? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So because of the violence they did against their brother, they're going to be destroyed. And let me actually show you a few things in the Bible. Some of the violence they did against, their brother Jacob. And I'm gonna go to First Maccabees real quick. First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 59. It says, moreover, let me put a big screen so I can see. Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season from year to year by the space of 8 days, from the 5 and 20th day of the month Saslu, with mirth and gladness. So as you see right here, Israelites are trying to basically build up their altar in this land right here. They're trying to build up an altar to keep their customs, basically. They're trying to, continue to serve God while they're, not in their land. But let's read the next verse. It says, at that time, also they built up the Mount Sion with high walls and strong towers round about, lest the Gentiles should come and tread it down as they had done before. So, literally, anytime the Israelites try to build up their customs, try to build a tower, try to do anything, the Gentiles always came and destroyed it because they had a hate towards them. They had some strong hate towards them. And as I showed y'all in Genesis, how when that serpent had the serpent seed and the woman's seed was cursed by God, when it said that he would put enmity between the serpent seed and the woman's seed. And this is all like, going back, it's all like, prophesied to what's happening right in this verse right here. Let's even go to the next verse. It says, and they set there a garrison to keep it and fortify Bethsura to preserve it, that the people might have a defense against Idumea. So let me show y'all what Idumea is real quick. Idumea. And what that word means. Let me show y'all real quick. Idumea. That word Idumea means Edom. Edom or Edomi, however you want to pronounce it, but Edom. Edomite, Idumea, descendants of Esau, all the same thing. Edomite, Idumean, Esau, the devil, serpent, Satan, same thing. They're all the same thing. So because of what they did right here, they're going to be destroyed. Because of the fact that Idumea, Edom, every time the Israelites tried to build up, every time Jacob tried to build up their customs, they try to throw it down. So now let's go to the next chapter. Chapter right after that. It says, now when the nations round about the Gentiles heard that the altar was built and the sanctuary renewed as before, it displeased them very much. So these nations were always mad about, the Israelites trying to build up their customs. They hated it. That's part of that enmity between the serpent seed and the woman's seed. Next verse. Wherefore they sought to destroy the generation of Jacob that was among them, and thereupon they began to slay and destroy the people. So when you go back to this verse right here, in Obadiah, once again, when it says, where's it at? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, thou shalt be cut off forever. So this is the part of the violence. The fact that he always sought out to destroy and slay them. And then it even confirms it. It says, then Judas fought against the children of Esau and Idumea, letting know that there was a war that happened between them because Esau hated them so much. Esau was always out to get them, always. Didn't want to see them live. Didn't want to see them succeed. Nothing at all. Always out to get them. So that just lets you know exactly what's going to happen to them and why, this destruction is coming on this earth. But now I'm gonna explain to you that stubble. Because remember that stubble that I talked about in Revelation, that stubble. Where's it at? Right here. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire. In the house of Joseph a flame. Talking about the Israelites. In the house of Esau for stubble. So this fire and flame is all a part of that hell that's coming on this earth. We will be the ones who will inflict this pain on Esau. The house of Esau is that stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. There shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. Plain and simple, right there. There's no way around it at all. Plain and simple, right there in front of your face. Let me go back to Malachi real quick. Hold up, y'all. Hold up, y'all. So yeah, right here when it says that stubble is what's going to happen. That's what you call it, Esau. Esau's that stubble. Now also let me go to Isaiah 14 real quick. When it says there should be neither root nor branch. Or also when it said there should not be any remaining, right here. I ain't gonna go to it, but it says there should not be any remaining of the house of Esau. Meaning there's no root nor branch. There's not any remaining at all. It's done. Plain and simple. So now let's go to Job 37. I'm gonna go to verse 18. So right here it reads, hast thou with him spread out the sky, which is strong, and as a molten looking glass. So this molten looking glass is very important to what's going to happen, and it's very inclusive in this whole concept of hell. But this molten looking glass is talking about the skies, the heaven. And basically how this world is like a dome. It's a dome, man. A lot of people may have their own, I guess, interpretations and their own theories on what the world looks like. Some people say it's a globe. Some people say it's flat. A lot of different interpretations. But in terms of like what the world looks like, it's like a dome. That's this molten looking glass. Let me also show you in Genesis how it describes the like the skies and everything, like this firmament, basically. But Genesis 1, I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. Let it divide the waters from the waters. So you gotta realize there's waters above earth and waters below earth. And you look up at the sky and realize, like, why is the sky blue? Why is the sky blue? The reason the sky is blue is because there's basically a firmament, or basically the heavens is separating the water above from the water below. It says it right here. It says, and God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. So heaven is basically separating the waters above from the waters below. And the waters that's below are the seas, the oceans, the rivers, lakes, ponds, all the stuff that we see right here that we're on this dry land. That's our waters. But the waters above is the heavens. I'm gonna show you this video real quick. I think it was a video about the Simpsons. Simpsons. Let me see this video right here. Right here. And I want y'all to pay attention because the Simpsons, even though like these shows and everything sometimes be wicked, but they be dropping some Easter eggs. They be dropping some very nice gems though. But y'all pay attention. Look. No, not here. Pay attention. Look. See that? Look. It basically, y'all watch it again. It basically broke the dome of the earth and waters came down out of it. And that's a testament to what the Bible says about how the earth, how the world is built. I just want to show y'all that real quick. But that's what that dome is though. How basically it's like a glass, and the glass can break at any moment. Well, I want to say it can break, but basically it's like a glass. It's compared to a glass. It's not actual glass, but it's basically a protective dome that's protecting the waters above from the waters below, basically. So that just shows you a testament to what, how God made the earth and everything. But go back to Job, that most looking glass. That's very important into this whole hell thing, like I said. So now let's go to Revelation real quick. Revelation 15, verse 1. So it reads, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. And I saw it was slacking. And I saw at it as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. Remember that sea of glass I talked about. That glass is the same glass in here. That's the same glass. This is a sea of glass mingled with fire. And them that had gotten victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name stand on the sea of glass, having the hearts of God. So these people right here are people who, like I said, they got victory over that beast, over Esau. Right now, they're standing on. They may have had to be killed, because as you know, like the mark of the beast, like if you don't get it, it's a high chance or almost 100% chance of you being persecuted and being like executed or killed. So they were killed, but right now they're on that sea of glass right there. They're on that sea of glass, looking down on the earth, waiting for that fire to come on the earth, basically. So that lets you know what that sea of glass is and how that is a part of this whole hell concept. And remember once again, hell is coming down on this earth. It's coming down on this earth. It's not something that's going to happen just underground, or that's not something that we go to. It's coming to us. Remember that. Now let's go to Revelation 14. I'm gonna read verse 8 through 10. So it reads, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So remember, Babylon is America. And I can make a video in the future explaining that, but right now I'm just going to explain to you what hell is. But Babylon, which is, like I said, which is America, made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of fornication. So, like I said, this shows you how this hell is for anybody. Like I said, anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. Anybody can. It's not just for Esau or white people. It's not just for them. Other people can get it as well. So I'm gonna continue to read. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. That's talking about Christ, Yahushua. So remember when I said that they stand on that sea of glass? Let's go back to it real quick. When it says they stand on the sea of glass, they're basically looking down, watching this stuff happen. They are watching this stuff happen. They're watching them being tormented. So that hell is coming down on this earth. And remember, this is after they be released from it, though. That bottomless pit, like I said, is slavery. They're gonna be released from that. But this hell, that fire and brimstone, is after they're released. And there's gonna be saints who are sitting down watching this stuff happen. So now let's go to Revelation 19 real quick. Revelation 19. And I'm starting at verse 1. So it reads, and after these things, I heard a great voice of much people in heaven, saying, Alleluia, salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our God. For true and righteous are his judgments. For he have judged the great whore, which is Babylon, that great whore he judged, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hands. Like I said, there will be some people who will be who will be killed because they did not receive the mark. They will be killed and executed. So he's going to avenge them, and I'm going to bring that up as well too in the future, or the near like later in this lesson, basically. You know what I'm saying? But he says, and again they say hallelujah, and her smoke rolls up forever and ever. So now let's go to what's the next precept? Jude chapter 1, verse 7. So it reads, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, and are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. So one thing that's very, very interesting and very powerful about God is that Sodom and Gomorrah is still burning to this day. Now, when I say it's still burning, I'm not talking about physically burning. All I mean is that fire and brimstone is still there. Sodom and Gomorrah is basically a city of fire and brimstone. And if you try to build it back up, you can't do it, because it's gonna be a part of eternal fire. And there's a video, I'm sorry real quick. There's a video of this man where he basically he's from Believers of the Way, and let me see. He showed a video of how basically in Sodom and Gomorrah there's still fire. Like if you take a piece of brimstone there and light it on fire, it turns to lava. And I'm gonna show y'all this right here. Y'all look, pay attention. Pay attention, y'all. Look. Look, it turned right back to lava. This modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. Modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. All of this is brimstone, y'all. Look, he took the brimstone and burned it. And that, look, that's just his, that's like a little boil on his finger. That's just from burning the brimstone. From little pieces of brimstone that he burned, that's one little boil on his finger. One little boil. This right here is going to be 1,000,000 times worse. 1,000,000 times worse. That's just one little boil on his finger. And once again, it's showing you the power of Yahweh. How he has the power to really destroy. When he says he's going to destroy a city, he's going to destroy it. He's not playing at all. He's not playing. When he said that Sodom and Gomorrah suffering the vengeance of eternal fire, because y'all know about Sodom and Gomorrah, y'all know what happened to them. Basically, they were sinning. They had much sin in their city, in their place, and he destroyed it, burned it. The same thing's going to happen to Babylon. Same thing. It's going to be eternal fire. It's going to be just like this, and it's going to continue to burn. It's going to continue to burn, as you saw in this video. That molten lava, it's going to be just like this. It's not going to be cute at all. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be funny, happy, nothing. It's going to be burning just like this, just like this. So that shows you the power of Yahweh. Like do not play with Yahweh, man. Do not play with God. Don't. I promise you. You do not want to be a part of that hell, man. Now let's go to Isaiah 66 real quick. 66. So, start at verse 15. Or so it reads, for behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with fire, once again, fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with the flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So first of all, that word slain is talking about basically like people who will be killed. there will be, let me see what that word means real quick. Let me show you what the word means. Pierced, fatally wounded, fatally wounded. They will be fatally wounded. They will be done away with. They will be destroyed, hurt. That's what's going to happen to them. They will be fatally wounded by the Lord, his fire, and his sword. Now, these chariots right here, these chariots like a whirlwind. Those talking about the horses that's in Revelation, because there are many horses in Revelation, but those horses are basically like those UFOs. These chariots right here are UFOs. And I'm gonna show y'all another video real quick of how this same channel, but they show these two young ladies about what you call it. Let me show y'all real quick. He showed them how there was a video of chariots that was being shot at, and they couldn't do nothing with it. They couldn't do anything with it at all. They couldn't destroy it. They couldn't touch it. They couldn't knock it down. I'm gonna show you this video real quick. Pay attention real quick. Pay attention. Oh, look, pay attention. Look. Look. Look at that. Bro, you saw how many bullets they shot at that chariot? Did you see how many bullets they shot at that chariot? It looked like Star Wars, bro. They shot that many bullets at that chariot and it did nothing. It didn't budge. It didn't flinch. It was just moving by this day. Easy like Sunday morning. It wasn't doing any budging, nothing at all. Like, that just shows the power of Yahweh. Like, do not play with him. If they couldn't do that to one chariot, imagine a thousand of those chariots in the sky. What you gonna do then? When 1,000 of those chariots are casting down fire and nuclear warfare on your people. Y'all watch it again. Watch it again. All praises, man. They can't do nothing with it, dog. So those UFOs, unidentified flying objects, those are the chariots right here. It says, "Behold, the Lord will come with fire, with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and rebuke it with flames of fire." I mean, you see all those. Then it said chariots. That was just one of. That was a video of one of them. Like I said, imagine 1,000 of those chariots in the sky, just flaming fire at y'all. You can't do nothing about it at all. Nothing. Y'all need to stop playing with Yahweh. Stop playing with him. For real. I promise y'all I do not want to be a part of that. Y'all don't. That's why I'm making these videos to let y'all know, like, hey, this video is more so of a warning. It's edification too, but it's a warning. And letting y'all know like what hell is, but at the same time, like what you need to get ready for. But right here, now I'm gonna talk about this sickle real quick. Let's talk about this sickle. This is another part of what you call it? Hell. So it says right here, and another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, and the harvest of the earth is ripe. So let's explain what the sickle is, and get more context on it, more information on it real quick. Joel 3 and Joel 3 and 9 reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come. So right now it's talking about a war that's going to happen. This is prophecy. All of this is prophecy that's soon to happen in the future. But it says, proclaim ye the Gentiles that they're going to prepare war, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say, I am strong. So this is mockery. This is legit God mocking them. He literally said, let the weak say I am strong. So God knows that, like he said in that video, they're fighting a losing war. They won't win. They are fighting a losing war. He told them, let the weak say I am strong. Basically saying that even though you may be weak, but let's let them, beat themselves up. Let's let them, have some confidence in themselves a little bit. Let them say they're strong. He also said, get everything you need. Get your swords, get your guns, get your spears, get your tanks, get your armies, get everything you need. You don't need it. Get everything you need. Get everything you need. Then he says, assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So a lot of y'all talk about judgment day, but this judgment is the hell. It's hell. When he's saying that he's going to judge them, he's not talking about, oh, I'm a one by one talk to y'all and see what if you did good or bad. No, this judgment is this hell, this war. That's what this judgment is. It says, for there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, that sickle that I talked about in Revelation. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. So right here is that it explains that sickle. That sickle that's going to happen in in Revelation, in prophecy, in the end times. This is the war that's going to happen in the future. How the people are going to try to fight against us, fight against God's chosen people, who survive, or basically had victory over the enemy in his mark. He's going to try to fight them, and they're going to lose. They're going to lose. Anything that's been prophesied in this Bible, it has happened. If it hasn't happened yet, it's going to happen. Don't play with Yahweh. Don't play with God at all. Do not play with this book. Don't play with nothing about it at all. Everything you see in this book is going to happen at some point. So let me go to Ezekiel 38 real quick. Ezekiel 38, go to verse 18. All right, so it reads, and it shall come to pass at that same time when Gog, so remember when I talked about Revelation, it talked about Gog and Magog. So keep those things in mind. Remember that same time when Gog shall come against the land of Israel, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, that my fury shall come up in my face. For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath, remember that fire again that's coming down on this earth, have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel, so that the fishes of the sea and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the field and all creeping things that creep upon the earth, and all the men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake in my presence, and the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. And I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Every man's sword shall be against his brother. So remember how I talked about what you call it? I think it was in I forgot what verse it was, but basically how in Isaiah 66, how that sword and that fire is going to basically be against, what you call it, Esau. Like I said, even in Obadiah. In Obadiah, I think it's 1:15 or 1:16, whichever one, he's saying that the house of Jacob should be for a fire or a flame. The house of Esau for stubble. So he's going to use not Esau, he's going to use Jacob and the Israelites to destroy them. And he's going to lay their mountains waste, like he said in Malachi 1:4. So it said, every man's sword shall be against his brother. Then it says, I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood. I will rain upon him and upon his bands. What does it mean by bands? His bands. I'm showing you what those bands are. Wing of an army, band, army. So that war that I talked about, Gog and Magog, that war, when he says he's going to gather the Gentiles, there's going to be a war against, these people. And what he says he's going to do, upon his bands and upon the many people that are with him, and overflowing rain and great hailstones, fire, and brimstone. So once again, hopefully y'all are making this make sense. If hell is underground, how is it raining upon them then? If hell is underground, like we've been taught our whole life, how is it raining on them then? That doesn't make sense. It's really common. It's really it's in front of our face right now. Every verse that I'm giving you is really right here in front of your face. This is not that hard to figure out. It's right there in front of your face. Right there in front of your face. So let me go to the next chapter real quick. Hold up, that's Sloppy. Next chapter. So Ezekiel 39, verse 1-6. So remember, keep God, like I said about Gog and Magog, keep those things in mind. Sloppy. But it says, therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against God, and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshech and Tabal, and I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee, and will cause thee to come up from the north parts, and will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel, and I will smite thy bow out of thy left hand, and will cause thine arrows to fall out of thy right hand. Thou shalt fall upon the mountains of Israel, thou and all thy bands. That bands again, talking about the armies. This talking about that war. And the people that is with thee, I will give thee unto the ravenous birds of every sort, and to the beasts of the field to be devoured. Thou shalt fall upon the open field, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord God, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And I will send a fire on Magog. Remember Gog and Magog, and among them that dwell carelessly in the isles, and they shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh. So all of these things is going to happen. It's prophecy of that war. That war that's going to happen against Gog and Magog. How they're going to try to take all the Gentiles, bring them together, and fight against Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It's not going to work. They're fighting a losing war. It's not going to work at all. Now let me go to Revelation 19 real quick. Go back to Revelation 19. I'm going to start at verse 17. So it reads, and I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of the heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great God, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. So once again, talking about that war, how he's saying that he will gather all the Gentiles together. That's wicked. Everything they would basically try to fight against God, and they're going to lose. Verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. So right there, let you know once again how that war that happened is going to be them gathered together. He's going to destroy them. And remember how, like I said, like how on that sea of glass, how they were looking down on them, and basically they were looking down, seeing how they were going to be destroyed. It's basically like it's like a movie almost. It's like a movie. Either you're in it or you're watching it. A lot of people are going to be in it, and they're going to be on the bad side, being destroyed. And I promise y'all do not want to be in this movie at all. Y'all do not want to be in this movie. Y'all do not want to be on the bad guy side when this movie ends, man. I promise y'all. But once again, like a fire and brimstone is coming down this earth. It's not something that's going to be underground. Keep everything in mind. It's coming down on this earth. So now let's go to Second Esdras. And go here. Second Esdras 13. I'm going to start at verse 1. So it reads, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were there, that were seen under him. So remember how it said that basically like the world, it will tremble, and basically like, it will just be a lot of this destruction going on, and how the world is going to feel his wrath. The world is going to feel his wrath. And it said, whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. So once again, this is talking about that war. That war that is soon to happen is talking about that war. And he's saying that in this dream, he saw them getting ready to like fight and everything with their guns, their tanks and everything, but they were scared. They were scared. They knew they were going to lose. They knew they was going to lose. They knew it already from the jump. Before it even happened, they knew they were going to lose. They were just scared, so afraid. But they put up a fight though. That's exactly what it's saying. Even though we about to beat you up, we about to kill you, but go ahead and just put up a fight. That's why the verse, it mocks them. And that verse when it says like, let the weak say they're strong. God was mocking them. Just how they have mocked God when he wasn't even here to defend himself. They was mocking God, and God he looked down on them and saw how he was being mocked by them. But he said, when I come on this earth, I'm gonna mock y'all. I'm gonna show y'all who I really am. Y'all think it's a game, right? I bet. That's basically what God is saying. So these people that right here talking about that war, they came together, tried to fight. They were afraid though, because they knew they were going to lose. They knew it. There was no point. So I got a few more verses I'm gonna bring up. We're almost done, y'all. Almost done. Ezekiel 32. And I'm gonna start at verse 1. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna start at verse 26. Slack it. So it reads right here, verse 26. There is Meshesh Tubal. So remember, Meshesh Tubal, it was already mentioned before. And all her multitude, her graves are round about him. All of them uncircumcised, slain by the sword. Once again, that sword that the Yahushua is going to use to destroy them. Though they caused their terror in the land of the living. So these people, once again, talking about Babylon too. Babylon, how they caused, this destruction and basically fornication on the earth. It says, though they cause their terror in the land of living, and they shall not lie with the mighty that are fallen of the uncircumcised, which are gone down to hell with their weapons of war. So remember how it said that they gathered together, the Gentiles gathered together to have a war against them. But they're right here, they're in that hell right now being destroyed. And it says, and they laid their swords under their heads, but their iniquities shall be upon their bones. Though they were the terror of the mighty in the land of the living, what you call it? Yea, thou shalt be broken in the midst of the uncircumcised, and shalt lie with them that are slain with the sword. There is Edom, remember Idumea, Edom, Esau, that devil. Edom, her kings and all her princes, with which with their might are laid by them that were slain by the sword. They shall lie with the uncircumcised, and with them that go down to the pit. Yeah, that was it. All right, yeah. So basically, like this is what it's talking about. How once again, Edom, just a reminder how Edom, Esau, they'll be destroyed. This all talking about that war that happened. How they're going to be laid down, they're going to be killed, and they can't do nothing about it at all. Nothing. They can fight and everything, do all they can, but it's going to be pointless. Very, very pointless. So now let me go to Isaiah 34. I got a few more precepts. So Isaiah 34, verse 1 through 6, and I'm gonna just read like this. So it reads, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, and ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of the carcasses. And the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved. And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, Edom, Esau, that serpent, and upon the people of my curse, the judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with the blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs, goats, and the fat of kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea." So remember, when he said that there will basically be a sacrifice. The sacrifice is like when you take a lamb or take any animals to sacrifice them, you cut them and there will be bloodshed. Basically, there is blood in the sacrifice. So the same thing will happen to that serpent. The same thing will happen to the wicked. They're going to be like a blood sacrifice to the people who died, because of the fact they did not want to take the mark of the beast or whatever. They were killed for it, but in order for them to be avenged, they had to be the people right here in this verse were sacrificed. Let me go to verse 9 and 10 real quick. So it says, "And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof becoming burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever, and from generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever." So that's going back to Malachi 1 and 4. Malachi 1 and 4, when it says, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness for the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever." So they try to build their desolate places, but God said, "Nope, I'm throwing it down. You can't rebuild it at all. It's impossible." Now my final precept, because like I said, this is not just for Edom. This is not just for Esau. Anybody can get it. Anybody can. And I'm gonna show you exactly what's going to happen to people, or what type of people will be destroyed too. Just bring up a few verses real quick. So right here, I said I already brought up these verses, but y'all already know what they say. But the next verse, and this is all in context of that fire and hell that's coming on this earth. But it says, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh. What is swine? Swine is pig. Y'all already know that. Let me just look it up just in case y'all don't know. Eating swine's flesh. Hog, swine, boar, wild boar, that's a pig. Just plain and simple. Y'all should already know that. So he said, if he comes back, catch you eating swine's flesh and the abomination and the mouse, y'all shall be consumed together, saith the Lord, Yahweh. These people right here, if he comes back and you eating pork, he's going to destroy you. He's going to destroy you. Simple as that. There's no way to get out of that at all. That's why in Revelation 22, he's saying to y'all, hey, where's that? Revelation 22 and 14. That's why he said, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. So if you keep his commandments, you'll be a part of, that heaven. But if you don't, you're going to be a part of that wrath, that hell, that fire, those chariots, and everything that's coming. You'll be a part of that if you don't keep his commandments. So that's really all I got for this whole lesson. Hopefully y'all learned a lot. Hopefully y'all learned a lot. Hopefully you got edified. And I really hope that y'all, really learned something in this video, because this video, even though it's not like, very, it's not very, hard to understand, because it should be easy. It should be easy to understand, because this is one of those very rudimentary, I would say kind of a rudimentary topic. But hopefully I gave y'all some edification on what hell really is. Once again, after leaving this video, y'all should know that hell is not underground. Hell is coming on this earth. It's not someplace on the ground. It's coming on this earth. And it's coming to those who are, for one, not keeping God's commandments, and to Esau. Esau is already in hell. He's already going to be a part of this anyway. Because I forgot to bring up this verse real quick. Hold up, my fault. I think I did already, but I'm gonna bring it up again just in case. I'm gonna bring it up again just in case. Because it says right here, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints, meaning of the Israelites. So this is a karma statement, a karmaic statement, showing you how karma works. So this is going to be a reverse of the curse. And this all goes back to Jacob and Esau and everything. This all goes back to them. But basically, they're going to be flipped, where the slavery, rape, rob, and murder that has happened to our people for years is going to happen right back to them. Right back to them. And probably even worse. Because we did not have to worry about no fire and brimstone. We didn't have to worry about that. Even though we were killed, raped, robbed, murdered, we were lynched, all that stuff, beat. But we ain't got to worry about no fire and brimstone, though. That's different than, what God has coming. Because you can't outdo God at all. You can't. What God has coming, you cannot outdo that. He's about to come and destroy this whole earth and make a new heaven and a new earth for our people to reside in. And I may also make a video explaining the new heaven, new earth too. But just for this video right here, I just want to explain what hell was. I know a lot of people, still believe that, like I said, hell's on the ground and that it's where the devil resides. I already explained everything in this video. And what I want y'all to do is that watch this video over and over and over again. Watch it as many times as you can. Meditate on it, think on it, pray on it, whatever you need to do to really find understanding. And if this video wasn't enough, I hope you find more. I don't know, what I'm saying, but there are more verses in the Bible that may talk about, hell and everything. There are a lot of precepts I can go to, a lot of, but I just gave y'all kind of a summary, but not a summary, but I just gave y'all a huge, chunk of what hell is in the Bible. And hopefully this helps y'all in some way, shape, or form get out of that mindset of what y'all thought hell was. You know what I'm saying? Because this video, even though there are other important topics like, who are the Israelites and everything, and all this other stuff, but this is also what you need to know too. You need to know about hell. This video, like I said, it's not really a video that's aimed to, you know what I'm saying, just inform y'all, but not just to edify y'all, but to warn y'all about what's to come. Y'all saw these videos I showed y'all. It's no joke. It's no joke. When Yahweh comes back, he's going to destroy. Let me also bring up this verse. Let me see what that verse is. Right here. This is Christ speaking. In Matthew 10, verse 34. It says right here, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I am come not to send peace, but a sword. That same sword I talked about throughout this whole lesson, he's coming with that sword. There's not going to be anything peaceful about him coming back. He's not coming back all smiles and all laughs and giggles and all, you know, rainbows and flowers. No, he's coming back with a sword. That's what he's coming with. A lot of people sit here and say that, oh, you don't know the what's called the character of God and everything. Y'all think the character of God is just nice? Really? Y'all think God is just nice? Because if he was just nice, he'll let anybody get away with what they want to get away with. But he's saying right here that I am come to send a sword, not peace, a sword. Now he's going to give peace to his people. To his people, he's come for peace for his people because he wants his people to be ready. But for those who are not ready, and for those who are a part of other nations, he's coming with a sword to destroy y'all and to punish y'all for what y'all did to our people throughout history. So, hey, like I said, that's kind of it for this video. This video was long, very long, and hopefully y'all learned something. Hopefully y'all, you know what I'm saying, if y'all have any questions, you know what I'm saying, I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. But I'm like I said, throughout the next 3 weeks of my break, I'm gonna try my best to upload a video. I'm not gonna say daily, but upload videos that would truly help y'all all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to upload as much as I can because I've really been, you know, on this journey for a long time, and it's been years in the making. Years in the making because, you know, I know for a fact that God, he already saw something in me. And it's coming out now. You know what I'm saying? It's coming out now. In fact, I just turned 20, and this is basically my year, you know what I'm saying, my time to give out the word like he wanted me to. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I understand now, and it's been years, like I said, years in the making of me learning this truth. But now that I'm in it, it's time for me to give it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's still more truth to come. This is not it. There's a lot more. But hopefully y'all learned something from this video. Something. Hopefully y'all learned. The main thing I want y'all to take from this video is that hell is not underground. The devil is not just some fictional character. Let me look it up real quick. Hold up. Because this is what they say the devil is. Look. With a freaking pitchfork or whatever. And whatever this is, this is what they say the devil looks like. Just to give y'all a little image or whatever. But this who the devil truly is. This who the devil truly is. Right here. This who the devil truly is. According to the Bible. This ain't got nothing to do with racism, nothing like that. That's what the Bible says. Esau, Edom, y'all are the devil. Y'all are the ones that will be destroyed. Based off what the Bible says. Thus saith the Lord. But that's, like I said, that's it. That's all I got for this video though. Hopefully y'all like and share this video. I'm not doing this. I'm not even doing this for likes. Just share the video. Share the video. Share this video to anybody that you know so they can be edified as well. Like I want my people to really know this stuff. I want my people to be informed, you know what I'm saying, on the actual truth. And, you know, hopefully y'all, you know, at the same time, go to the Bible for ourselves and go to God and ask God for more understanding, because this not it. It's way more information that y'all gonna get, way more. Same thing for me. So, you know, but that's all I got for this video though. But until next time, I got more videos on the way. But y'all have a good one, man. Y'all have a good one, and stay prayed up. Stay prayed up, and be prepared for what's to come. Be prepared for what's to come. Promise y'all.